Your habits are the current. Long habits. Habits generated by many, many lives. Not only human lives, animal lives, vegetable lives. Because you are not isolated. You are part of a long succession. And every habit is just ingrained. You have been flowing downward continuously for millennia. So it has become a deep habit. Really, it has become the nature. You don't know any other nature. You know only one nature which goes down and down and down. This downwardness is the current. And every cell of the body, every atom of the mind is just part of a long, long succession of habits. They are so deep that we even don't remember from where they come. This is the current. When you are violent, you alone are not violent, your whole history is violent. When you are sexual, you alone are not sexual. The whole history is sexual. The whole succession. That's why it has so much force. You are just a dead leaf in a big current. So what to do so that you can go upwards against the current? What to do? Three things to be done. One, whenever mind begins to flow downwards, become aware as earlier as possible. As earlier as possible. Someone has insulted you. For you to be angry, a little time is needed because it is a mechanism. You will get angry, but after a gap. First you will feel insulted. Things will happen like a flash. First you will feel insulted. And the moment you feel insulted, the second current will begin to flow. You will become angry. First the anger will not be conscious. Then the anger will become conscious. First the anger will just be just like a fever. Then it will become conscious. Then you will begin to express or suppress it. So when I say earlier the better, become aware when someone insults you, become aware when you begin to feel that you have been insulted. And whenever you become aware, just make an effort to stop even for a single moment. Don't fall in the automatic track. Even a single moment's stop will help much. Longer stops will help even more. When Gurdjieff's father was dying, he called his boy. He was just 9. And Gurdjieff remembered whole his life the incident. The father called him. He was the youngest child. And the father said, I am so poor. I cannot give you anything, my boy. But one thing, which my father gave to me, I can give you. You may not be even able to understand what it means now, because I myself was not able to understand what it meant when my father gave it to me. But it proved the most precious thing in my life. So I just give you. Preserve it. Sometime you may begin to understand it. So Gurdjieff just listened. The father said that whenever you feel angry, never reply before 24 hours. Reply, but let there be a gap of 24 hours. And Gurdjieff followed it. A dying father, it became deeply impressed on his mind. The very day the father died. And Gurdjieff said that I have practiced many spiritual exercises, but that was the best. I never could be angry in my life. And that changed the whole flow, the whole current. Because I had to stick to the promise. Whenever someone will insult me, I will create something, some situation. I will just tell him that I will come back after 24 hours and will reply you. And I have never replied. Because it proved so nonsense to reply. Only a gap was needed. And the whole life of George Gurdjieff became something different. So even if you can begin with one thing in the current, you will begin to change the whole. Really, this is one of the basic truths of esoteric religion, that you cannot change a part unless you change the whole. And it works both the ways. Either you change the whole, then the part will change, or you change even a single part totally and the whole will follow. Because they are so integratedly related. So begin anywhere. Find out your chief characteristic. Find out your chief characteristic. For you, what is more forceful, in which you cannot resist, and you are tempted, and you go down. It may be sex, it may be anger, it may be greed, it may be anything. Find out your chief characteristic, your weakness, and begin with the stronger. Then the weaker can be won very easily. Begin with the strongest. If anger is the strongest, begin with anger. First, when you feel that you have been insulted, you have been rejected, you have been hindered, anything which creates anger, just when you feel now the first step has been taken, I am feeling insulted, stop for a moment, don't breathe. Just stop the breath wherever it is. If it is out, let it be out. If it is in, let it be in. Stop breathing for a moment. Then release the breath. Go in and find out whether you have missed the thing or it is still there. You will have missed. The connection is missed. The automatic working, you have given a gap. Somewhere you have disjointed the mechanism. And breathing is wonderful. To disjoin anything, just stop breathing. And there is a disjoining inside. both your feeling insulted and the mechanism of anger will not be joined. And even for a single moment missed, they are missed. Your mechanism will never know that you have been insulted. So the earlier the better. There are even earlier stages. They belong to the other, not to you. When the other is insulting you, before feeling insulted, look at him and feel that he is angry. He is angry. Stop your breath and look at him again, and you will not be insulted. He will insult you, but you will not be insulted. You will not feel insulted. Because again, a gap. This gap is between him and you. Now he cannot cross this gap. He cannot insult you. He will insult. But somewhere he has missed you. You are not the target now. For him you are the target, but you are not. You can laugh. And if you laugh, it is better. So second thing, first give a gap. Second thing, do something which is never done ordinarily in such situations. When someone is insulting, no one laughs. No one smiles. No one thanks. No one hugs, embraces. Do something which is never done. And you are against the current, because the current is always that which is done. That which is usually done. This is what the current means. Be unusual. Someone is beating you, laugh and feel the difference. Not only upon those who are beating you, upon yourself. If you can laugh, you will feel totally different. Try it. Something absurd. Then you disconnect the whole mechanism, confuse the whole mechanism, because the mechanism cannot understand what is happening. Mechanism is just a mechanism. It may be very deep-rooted, but it is mechanical. It has no consciousness. So confuse your animal. Don't allow him to push and pull and manipulate. Confuse the animal. And the more you confuse him, the less powerful he becomes. And by animal, I mean your past. This is a rare experiment. To do something which is never done. When you are happy, do something which is never done in happiness. Be sad. Act sad. Be angry. Act angry. Confuse the mechanism. Just don't allow the mechanism to know everything, what is to be done. Don't allow. And within a year, your mechanism will be at a loss. Someone will be insulting and your mechanism will not know at all what to do. You have broken from your past. So try. Every moment can be an experiment. And you will change, you will feel a sudden change in your consciousness. When someone is insulting you, laugh and feel what is happening inside. Something new you have never known. I am remembered of a Zen monk, Rinzai. He is sleeping in his poor hut. A thief comes in the midnight. It is a full moon night. And a thief comes in. A light of the moon is coming in. The doors are open. There is no need to close the doors because he has nothing. He has only one blanket in which he is sleeping. So the thief goes around the hut, finds nothing. He is awake. He feels very sorry for the thief because there is nothing. And he doesn't want to disturb him also because he can give the blanket. That is the only thing. But the thief will be disturbed. He may even run. So he suddenly laughs. The thief is stunned. He throws the blanket over him and runs away. The thief follows. What has happened? The whole thing has become just a confusion. So the thief follows him, catches him in the hand, and asks him what you are doing. He said, I am just confusing my mechanism. You are not concerned at all. You don't worry. You don't worry. You are not concerned at all. It was just a coincidence that you came in. I was just experimenting with myself. What to do? There were traditional answers ready. So use your fantasy. Use your imagination. Because your mechanism is the least imaginative thing. Least imaginative. It is very much traditional and orthodox. Understand me what I say. It is orthodox, traditional. You have been angry the same way always. Innovate something. Use your imagination. Be creative. And confuse the current. And the more you are capable of confusing the current, the more you will transcend it. So the second thing, use unusual expressions. Don't allow routine. The more you allow, the more powerful it goes on becoming. The thief I was mentioning just fell in the feet of Rinzai. And he said that if you can use such things, allow me to use myself also. You ran like a thief and you were the master of the house. And you confounded me. I have been in many, many situations, but never like this. But you have hypnotized me also. You are the first man who has not behaved with me as a thief, who has not thought about me as a thief. So I cannot leave you now. Everyone has tried with me that I should leave this profession. But I had my own reaction. But with me, with you, I change. Now initiate me into your path. Rinjai said, how I can initiate you? Really, when I laughed, in that moment I became enlightened. When I laughed, I became enlightened. I was trying and trying and trying. I have been meditating for years. And nothing happened. And in that moment of laugh, something broke down. Something exploded. I became disconnected with myself. So you are my teacher, really. You have initiated me. Use something absolutely absurd. Zen monks have been using. If you go to a Zen teacher, you can never conceive what his answer will be. If you go to a Hindu teacher, a Hindu guru, your question can show you what the answer is going to be. The answer is predictable. And whenever the answer is predictable, it is useless. It is useless because it is routine. So you can know. If you go to a teacher, you can know if you ask this, he will answer this. But you can never know about a Zen teacher. Everything is possible and nothing is impossible. He may answer, he may not answer. He may answer in such a way which is not at all connected with your question. Not at all. You may have asked, is there God? And the Zen teacher might answer that, look, the sun has gone down. The evening is to come. Not related at all. Become unpredictable. This is the second thing. If you are predictable, you are a thing, not a person. The more unpredictable, the more you are not a thing, just a thing among things. You are not. You become a person. So the second thing, against the current, be unpredictable. Sometimes be absurd. Just don't try to be logical because the current is logical. Remember this. The current is very much logical. Strictly logical. Everything is related. You insult me, I am angry. You appreciate me, I am happy. You call me good, and I am different. And you call me bad, and I am different. And everything is predictable. It is logical. It is logical. Really, if you are angry, and I don't reply you with anger, you will feel something strange has happened. You will not be at ease. You will not be at ease because something illogical has come in. We live in a logical world. This current is very much logical, mathematical. Everything is fixed. Unfix it. Disturb it. Create a chaos. Create an inner anarchy. Only then you can throw the animal heritage. Animals are predictable. And animals are very logical. To transcend them, you must have the courage to be illogical. Really, if you can understand, life is illogical, death is illogical, love is illogical, God is illogical, and all that is logical is just marketplace. In this life, everything that is meaningful, significant, deep, ultimate, is illogical. So create a illogicalness inside. Don't be too much logical. Don't be too much logical. Then you can break. Logic is the foundation of your old mind, traditional mind. Illogic should be the beginning of the new mind. And thirdly, whenever you feel convenience, comfort, easiness, be alert. The mind is flowing downward. So don't ask for inner comfort, otherwise you will be lost. Don't ask for inner convenience, otherwise you will be lost. Whenever you feel everything is okay, be alert. You are flowing downwards. Because nothing is okay really. So whenever you feel that everything is okay, nothing is to be done, and everything is just flowing, everything is good, remember, you are flowing downwards. Be aware of inner conveniences. And when I say comfort and convenience, I mean inner. It makes no difference. Outwardly, you may be in comfort. But inwardly, never allow comfort to set in. That's why no one remembers religion when one feels happy. When you feel sorrow, when you feel sadness, when you feel misery, you begin to think about religion. Inconvenience inside must be used. So two things. First, remember always that downward flow is very convenient. So don't be a victim to it. Always create some inner inconvenience. This is tough. Inner inconvenience. This is tough. This is austerity. What I mean? What do I mean? Inner inconvenience.